So you said you used to... So the Data Roaming Project, where's that?
So it is like my main pride and joy is my baby. I started it on the 1st of January in 2020. So it's like, that's just how I remember it's first day of every year is its birthday. Nice. So it was like, I knew that after, because I did Your Shot in 2019 under the name Levels. And then I think I came second in the wildcard branch. So I came really fucking close to winning it. But like, I remember walking out of there and I wasn't disappointed at all. Like, the dude who won it is a legend. And I was like, you know what? I'm not actually ready yet. Like, if I want to do this with my life, I need a professional brand. I need a name that's going to stand out.
Yep.
And it's not going to be this because it's the same name as like Avicii's biggest song ever. So I'm just going to have to go and like think about what name I want. And I remember like fucking making music in my room and then like I was like 2 a.m. and I was like, I got to shit. So I go to the bathroom and I'm sitting on the can and I'm like, oh, my phone's about to die. I go to turn on low battery mode and I think wound up in the cellular settings instead because they're both like green icons.
Yeah, they're like
and I was just like, all right. And then I accidentally saw the whole data roaming switch on and off and I was like, that'd actually be a kind of cool name, and it wound up being my name because I thought about like how it would relate to me and how I would use it as a name. No one else in the world has that as an artist name. I'm the only one. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. So I was like, right.
Do you have the business name?
Like, no, but what?
buy the business name.
I got Jesus Christ. We were talking about this earlier.
We almost got completely fucked from it. Just in case, if you ever want to start merch or make money off your music on Spotify or anything like that, you have to have the business name.
It's like day one business schools acts like if you didn't know.
Yeah. That's the thing. The fun thing, I ran a business prior. Like I knew all this stuff, but for some reason,
which is why it's more disappointing.
I know. I just fucking skipped my mind, man. So buy the business name.
Yep.
It's like $10 for a year.
Alright, sick.
So
just gonna go look into it.
Buy it. Do you have an ABN?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking buy it.
So please don't tell me to recite my fucking ABN.
And then your credit card information after that?
And your social security. Thank you.
No, that's cool. So, and then, so that project is just literally just you. Yeah. That's your DJ, that's what you're doing.
Everything music, like from all my solo stuff, is under there.
So you like completely make songs from scratch?
Yes, 100%. I was making stuff as Levels too.
Yeah.
And then I kind of I think it was just a point where I'd shifted being like, all right, I think I'm onto something here in terms of like a somewhat unique sound. So I was like, all right, gonna make this song. And then my friend was doing an assignment, I think across the world in Mexico or something abroad. And he was like, my job is to manage an artist for like a term and get them to release a song and do their whole market plan. Like, do you have music that's ready to go? And I was like, you know what? I do. So I was like, let's just pull the trigger and like start it now. Yeah, like I've got enough branding material together, like photo shoots, logos, names, everything to start now. So I was like, all right, cool. We'll get this done.
Go for it.
And kicked it off with my single called Nasty, which came out that day on January 1st. And I think, it was just sort of like, all right, I either do this now or I'm like procrastinating for another 6 months to a year before I drop it. So let's just get into it and send it from there. And so I have been making bass house for like 4 years, and then in the last year I started making drum and bass and trap and dubstep and like branching out thanks to this dude over here who's not in the frame again. But Tenuous, shout out Tenuous, absolute fucking unit.
So how do you motivate you to do that? Sorry, we'll go back to that.
So like a lot of my stuff, like a lot of bass music in general, is really super like minimalistic because the sort of the less elements you have in a song, the harder it hits. Yeah. Like you've got big drums, big bass, and then like a couple of little like sound effects. Yeah. And it sounds huge. Whereas like if you want a song to actually sound full and beautiful and have a massive atmosphere, you need to think about melodic material, chords, melodies, counter melodies, everything that goes into it. And a lot of like bass DJs and myself at the time was just never interested in that sort of stuff. I didn't have like the attention span until I listened to Enoch's music. Yeah. So like he makes a lot. Like, I wish I could get him to explain it from there, but it's just not going to reach the mic. So I'm going to try my best.
We'll get you on. We'll get you back on.
Exactly, like the next episode. But so basically it's like electronic jazz funk fusion stuff like that, and that has been branching into like dubstep and drum and bass and all this sort of stuff in the last 6 months, something like that. And it's all just super full. Like every time I listen to any song, it's like, man, this is a whole world I'm immersed in. Like I used to drive from Brizzy to home in Bundy, and I'd be like blasting Enoch's album, listening to it, being like, Jesus, like what? Like this is like literally submerging me into this world that he's just built. For his listeners, like how do I do that with my own stuff? And so I started like when I started making music with Enoch, like he'd show me how he does his stuff. I'd show him sound design, how I make basses, like and all that sort of shit. And then we wound up doing a stupid amount of collabs, which are still yet to come out. And we're sitting on some fucking heat, by the way.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
But no, it's awesome. But like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start incorporating those techniques into my own stuff. And I started having so much more fun making music.
It's because of that rebirth of it. So
because like you look, I'll hit phases where it's like, fuck, I'm not motivated to make music because
nothing is like feels new. Like work.
And it's like I feel like I just have to pump more content out for like my fan base. It's not massive, but actually surprisingly, I do have a fan base. I'll be in the valley and like people run up and be like, dude, are you data roaming? It's like, no fucking way.
When was the first time that happened to you?
That happened to me when I was at the first time I can recall, like earliest back. I was at the Hidden Festival. And a dude ran up to me in the crowd while I was just moshing with someone else. He's like, dude, are you data roaming? And I was like, no fucking way. I was like, did one of my friends put you up to this shit? That they just said because around that time, I'll admit I had a bit of a fucking ego. I was a bit of a dickhead. But he was like, no, dude, like I'm here with like one of my friends and I lost them. So I just saw you and like ran over there. And cool. I was like, no fucking way, man. Like that's so cool. I was like, dude, let's go get some drinks. Let's fuck party. Like,
I still do such a good feeling.
I still do that with every person who runs up. Like, dude, I was like, no way you actually took the time out of your day to give a shit enough to listen to something I made in my bedroom.
That's pretty cool.
Like, that's what you want.
It's just fucking unreal. Like I could.
That gives you the motivation to keep doing what you're doing. Though, you know what I mean?
I'm just like, I'm about to go home and write a fucking EP. Like, I'm just put it all together.